Welcome to Campsites. Reporting from Foxboro, I'm Alex Barth. It was another physical day of training camp for the Patriots here on day 4. The second day, they were in full pads, and of course that means the physicality was out, and so was the defensive front, specifically in goal line situations. 4 times today in practice, the Patriots tried to run it in from the 2-yard line, and 3 of those 4 times, the defense made the stop in the backfield, and it's got to be encouraging to see that if you're a Patriots fan, knowing what this defense looked like against the run last year. Now, with some turnover in the secondary, it's going to take some time for that defensive backs unit to come together this season, much like we saw last year. So the defensive front is going to have to pick up the slack. Now, most of their success today came against the run, but it's good to see them meshing, working together as a unit, as Dietrich Wise talked about after practice. And again, 3 of 4 stops from the 2-yard line. You take that percentage, and I'll tell you this, the 4th one where the Patriots did manage to score, Brandon Bolden got the ball over the goal line for maybe a second before he was popped by Dietrich Wise and sent flying backwards. So the defense is hungry, they're angry, they came to play today. On the offensive side of the ball, it was Cordarrelle Patterson who shined. He may have been the player of practice thanks to 2 spectacular catches, one of them going up over Eric Rowe. So you have to picture this. It's tough to describe how great of a catch this was. He tried to come back through Eric Rowe, coming back to the ball, tipped it up in the air, then while falling back after the contact from Rowe, caught the ball on the rebound while getting his back 2 feet in and completing the catch. At the very least, in a game, it would have been pass interference. So an excellent job by Cordarrelle Patterson. He also made a nice play on a crossing pattern, a ball thrown high from Danny Etling. He climbed the ladder, was able to get it before taking a little bit of contact, coming back down in 7-on-7s. Well, Patterson, I think a lot of Patriots fans know him as a kick returner. He is a guy to keep an eye on in the receiving game as he continues to get reps with the first unit. He was also, in the post-practice section, working on catching punts. Not something he's done much at the NFL level, but you got to think that some of his kick return prowess can translate to the punt game, so something to keep an eye on as well going forward. And the third and final campsite today has to do with tight end Jacob Hollister. Hollister was, for the most part last year, inactive, but he comes into camp this year as one of the hot names, competing with Dwayne Allen and Will Tye for that second tight end spot. Yesterday, Hollister worked on a side session with just Tom Brady and James White. Obviously, to get in Tom Brady's inner circle, we know how particular he is, how important his trust is when he's throwing guys the football. James White, one of his most trusted receivers. So to see Hollister work his way into that circle is an encouraging sign for the second-year player out of Wyoming. Today, he got into the inner circle as well. It spread out a little bit. There were actually 2 side sessions with Brady. White and Hollister were a part of both. So was Philip Dorsett. One session saw Chris Hogan join the trio. The other one was Rob Gronkowski. So again, the list of players specifically throwing with Brady. James White, we know, is an integral part of the offense. Rob Gronkowski, do I need to tell you any more? Chris Hogan, one of Brady's favorite receivers, and Philip Dorsett, who has also seen an increased role in camp and figures to be one of the favorites to help out in the slot during Julian Edelman's suspension. So keep an eye on number 47, Jacob Hollister, as camp goes on. He is one of the under-the-radar favorites to not only make the team, but factor into this offense throughout the season. That's it for today's campsites, but for reports on every Patriots training camp practice, follow us on Twitter at PatriotsCLNS and check us out online at clnsmedia.com. Reporting from the practice fields behind Gillette, I'm Alex Barth.